All right, what's up, everyone? This is the Osmo.com NHL Hit the Ice show. We have 3 games to talk about today. Should be pretty simple to go through these ones. I think the slate is actually pretty straightforward. So, I don't know. It should be a good one. I'm kind of sick of these 3-game slates, these short ones. I like the 6, 7, 8. But we will have a big slate tomorrow, I believe. We're still kind of in this stretch where the NHL schedule sucks and super unbalanced. So looking over at the NBA, it's hard not to be jealous. You've got huge contests there, and then 6, 7, 8 games every day. So very jealous of the NBA guys per usual, and they're also making the big bucks. So, when does the Play Burns pod start? It's already started. Boom. So, yeah, you should be in chat. You should probably be in here already. Yeah, Play Burns. That's the hot take for today. So, Llama, what's up? Eric S, Chris, what's up? Anyone else think LA wins tonight? I think they could. I think Washington's pretty bad, honestly. Defensively, at least. So, I think offensively they're obviously very, very good. But, yeah, give it a like. Yeah, a like would be appreciated. What's up, Boom? Finally, you are in the YouTube chat. You guys can hit me up in premium chat if you want. Either way works. I got them both open here on my dual screens. I'm supposed to talk about this giveaway. So, by the way, thank you guys. I saw a bunch of the comments. Thank you for the comments the other day. It helps us. We run these promotions for a reason. So, when you do comment, when you do like, it does help out. So, it's always nice when you guys do that. You forgot to shout me out on what? On your Periscope? I didn't play NASCAR yesterday. I completely forgot. But I hope you won, Llama. Anyways, we've got this promotion going on, and it's a quick one this time. It's not 24 days. It's only about 6 days. So February 13th, we are celebrating our first anniversary at Osmo.com, and that's pretty cool. So to thank you guys, we are giving away a premium all-access annual membership, so a full year of Osmo.com Premium. That's a $700 value to one of our loyal viewers on YouTube. So all you have to do is give it a like. What do we do on Saturday? Favorite player, I believe. So let's do favorite NHL line to play. When you play NHL DFS, who's your favorite line? Like when you see them on the slate, you're like, man, I gotta play so-and-so. And you don't have to be serious. You can say Washington 4 or whatever, but if you could give us a like and comment once the video is done, not in the live chat box right now. Once the video is done, you're gonna comment, like, and then you will be entered in to the free giveaway contest. So one person's gonna win that. I saw a bunch of you guys commented. Keep commenting for additional entries, and then go over to the Osmo.com Twitter account to get another chance at a free all-access membership for a year. $700 value again. The winner will be announced February 13th. That's in 2 days on the Live Before Lock show. I believe Josh will be announcing it for the YouTube side. And then I'm not sure when the Twitter side will be announced, but make sure you do that. It's pretty cool, and it's free. So if you don't win, no sweat off your back. If you do win, that's a free year. You get to hang out with us. Great contest. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Llama, you won? Yeah, it did. It did when WNBA was in season. Yeah. It's so I got hired a couple months after, maybe a month and a half after it launched, but yeah. I've almost been here for a year, which is pretty cool. You guys can't take enough of me for a year. I've known you for more than a year, Boom. I'm still living. All right, what do you guys think of this slate today? I don't know. Like I said, I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm paying up at D forever. Always trying to pay up at D. And tonight's no different. So, Burns, Carlson, Letang, like those are going to be my highest exposed guys. That's not going to be a shock to anyone. We can go through the games quick, and then maybe talk about just some strategy stuff, some overall stuff at the end, because this is only going to take 20 minutes probably at most to go through these games. Who's affected if Malkin is in, Jake? Well, I think Malkin is supposed to be in, and we can actually talk about that right now, but I don't know if anybody's affected. I don't know that he makes them better defensively. So, it's like, yeah, he's a perfectly fine play. Probably going to get the better matchup, but nothing changed from a defensive standpoint. Malkin and Kessel they've been bad together defensively for a while. So, if you were going to target against Pitt 2, then that Malkin being in should not stop you. Is it an LA2 night again? DJ Esquire? I don't think so. If you guys read my article earlier today, I'm digging the top line a little bit. Your pod was the first I listened to about 2 years ago when I started NHL. Dougie and Silverberg were my boys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I rode both of those guys for good stretches, and they made me a good amount of money last season. Not so much this year. Is there anything better than Hart in tournaments today? I think so. Awesome thinks so, as you see here. But he also doesn't like Murray. Goalie sucks tonight, as you guys have probably seen. Copley's supposed to go. You know, you got a cheap Jonathan Quick. I know some people in chat enjoy them, some Jonathan Quick, but you see value-wise, there's no obvious values on goalie. I think everyone's pretty much priced appropriately. So I'm spreading it out at goalie, as always, and I am not spreading it out at some other places, like defensemen. All right, let's do this. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. We have a 3.3 implied total for the Penguins, 3.2 for the Flyers. Matt Murray going up against Carter Hart. Malkin, big news. He's expected to be back tonight, slotting in with Kessel. That should shock no one. Playing with Bukestad, there's no data on that line. I don't know what Bukestad's going to do. Maybe a little bit more of a responsible defender, but still wouldn't expect that line to be too good defensively. I'm just seeing this now. I'm probably late to the party, but Marcus Pettersson on the top power play, I don't know how long that's going to last. So no no Kessel, no Gensel on the top power play. I mean, okay. Anyways, I like Pettersson now. He's probably just going to be chalkier, and that's fine. As far as stacks go here, well, first of all, line matching. Couturier is going to take Crosby. I would not be shocked if that's the case. So I would be a little bit surprised if that wasn't the case, if it, for some reason, went on Malkin. Maybe it's a little bit of a split, but it's going to be mostly against Crosby. That's my read. And then that would leave the Giroux line to go up against Malkin, Bukestad, and Kessel. And I think that's a pretty good offensive matchup, both sides. Neither side is going to be great defensively over the stretch, over the long run, I should say. Giroux, a little pricey, but both line mates under 5K makes it a little bit easier to fit him in. Is it a Josh Stack night tonight, or yes? I think it definitely is a Josh Stack night, and there's a few teams you could do it with. You could probably do it with either team in this game. I'll probably have a couple of those on each side. So my favorite plays here, I think, are the Giroux line. I like the Malkin line, just on paper. I'm a little bit worried about their ownership. They do fit in pretty nicely with Washington 1, So new Washington one, if you guys didn't see, we'll get to those lines in just a second. But Washington one's going to be the clear chalk, and then I would have to imagine Pitt 2 would be a very popular filler, especially with Malkin returning. I don't think the power play 2 is going to scare people off of Kessel. And Bukestad probably going to be the lowest owned, but he's also really cheap, and he makes it work. And you could probably fit in a pretty good defenseman, along with your Washington 1, Pittsburgh 2 stacks, if you are double stacking. The Couturier line and the Crosby line, I don't want to say they cancel out, especially on a short slate. You're looking for raw points. I think the Crosby line is a little bit overpriced, especially when you factor in their even strike matchup against Couturier. Couturier line has been really, really good. They are also very overpriced. Couturier, Voracek's probably okay, but Couturier, that price for him is pretty wild. $7K, going to be in the shutdown role. Not saying he can't get there, because I've got PTSD from the Boston 1 game where they not only shut them down, but Couturier had a hat trick. And I said I was full fading. So I'm not full fading Couturier tonight. Has nothing to do with missing out on the hat trick. I just, there's only so many lines you can play tonight. And if you got 50 to 100 lineups, then I'm going to have some of them. Looking at the Crosby line, I bumped them down a little bit. I would imagine, though, I'm still around the field on them as a whole. I don't think a lot of people are going to play Rust for 50, 100. So I'm full stacking. Crosby might be 20%, 20+%. Gensel, same thing, but Rust is going to be the pretty clear third wheel there that a lot of people leave off. So do with that what you will. Third lines here don't really interest me. I thought McCann was on the second power play unit. I could be wrong on that. Looks like they've only got, they've got 5 players listed on power play 2. I'm all in on Washington. All right. This Patrick line is okay. Simmons just hasn't done anything for 4K. Like, he's kind of earned that price basically this whole season. Haven't heard much about him. He's not coming up for me as a particularly great value either. So, if you wanted to Josh stack either of these teams, I think I would just do it the obvious way and take 5 or 6 of the top 6 skaters here. Take a power play defenseman. You can go Provorov or Goss to spare with if you're stacking these top 2 lines. Here, I would really try to get in Letang. He's just underpriced. He's usually way overpriced in any good spot, but he's just like 1K cheaper than what I would have expected him to be. And there are a couple of guys like that. I think that about does it for that game. I mentioned Pedersen. I just mentioned Letang. All these other defensemen are just secondary pieces. I do like Sanheim. His price has come down a little bit for 3,900. So just a guy that on a per 60 basis grades out pretty well, especially when he's going to play in a top 4 role. I'm going to skip goalies, as I usually do. Gudis and Hag giving up 18 high-danger chances against per 60 in the last 10 games. Just who will they see the most of? I'm not sure. That's their third pairing. They'll probably see a little bit of everyone, if I had to guess. Embiid talk? Oh, we're talking NBA too? All right, let's do this one. Kings, Capitals, 2.4 implied total for the Kings, 3.2 for the Caps. Quick and Copley, your expected goalies here. And the news from this morning was that Washington switched up their lines. So we've got Kuznetsov with Ovechkin, Wilson, Varana with Backstrom and Oshie. We've seen these lines before. We have data on them. Could things be different? Sure. This time around, both of them still bad defensively. The problem is they're playing the Kings. So if this were a bigger slate, I would probably not target against Washington as heavily. But the Kings have been playing better. I will definitely give them that. They've been scoring goals. The underlying numbers still don't look fantastic, but the top line especially, I kind of detailed that in the Stacks article. Last 10 or 15 games, just been creating more chances, and that's exactly what you want to see. So regardless of the matchup they get, and at this point it's basically a lock that they're going to see Backstrom for almost the entire game, just based on how these lines are going for the Caps, then I think it's a perfectly fine matchup. They're just too cheap. I think 13-7 in total. And I think they're just too cheap. And like I said, been playing better. So just looking for anything here to kind of get away from the chalk. And I think LA won. While I don't expect them to go unowned, maybe over double digits, maybe 15%, but I'll be over even if they're at 15%. So I like that in tournaments. Still like Kempe. Oh, Kempe talk. All right, here we go. Other Kings lines. Amadio centering Toffoli and Lipsick is somewhat interesting. I honestly haven't done a deep dive on that line. I don't think there's any data, any substantial data at least. I do like Lipsick and Toffoli together offensively a little bit. They're just a real liability defensively. So they're probably going to go up against Kuznetsov, Ovechkin, Wilson. In theory, good matchup. I just don't know how much I'm actually going to get to LA2 and LA3 for that matter. Right now, out of 50 lineups that I just ran before the show started, I got 2 of each of those. And it looks like that was just a means to get to some expensive other lines and defensemen. So pricing's pretty soft today. Again, just play how you normally play. If you use an optimizer, let the optimizer do the trick. But there's value all over the place on this slate. So you should not have any trouble filling out lineups tonight and leaving salary on the table. Like, you should still have very good correlated lineups with 1K, maybe 2K left over on the table, depending on what you're trying to do here. On the Capital side, while I would like to get away from Kuznetsov, Ovechkin, Wilson, I think that line could see like 35, 40, 45, 50%, depending on which tournaments you're playing. Higher stakes, Kuznetsov and Ovechkin are almost certainly going to be the highest owned players on the slate. But you see why, right? You avoid Kopitar for the entire game. Like I just mentioned, Lipsick and Toffoli, not good defensively. I don't know that Kempe and Kovalchuk and Hagelin are going to be any good defensively. In fact, I think they're giving up around 12 scoring high danger chances against per 60 when I was looking at their numbers last night, just to try to catch anything as a reason to have less Washington 1 exposure. But right now it looks like they're going to be my highest exposed line. It's really like there's not that many ways to get different with them. So that's my thing. Like, I hate just following the chalk, but they just really are a good play. If you're fading because of ownership, or limited lineups. If you want to fade it with one lineup or 2 lineups, then that's understandable because there are other good spots. But just on a raw point basis, everything lines up for them, I think. Copley is going to be 45%. Yeah, that's where I'd rather fade. That's where I'd rather fade if you are doing that. Backstrom, Verana, and Oshie, more of a secondary option for me. I'm not getting to a lot of them. Oshie's been a lot better as of late, so I'm trying to gauge their ownership just to see where they'll be at, because if they're around this 12 to 15%, that's where I'd like them to be. I don't want to make a huge stand on them. I don't necessarily like their even strength matchup. As I mentioned a couple of times, the Kopitar line's been playing a little bit better offensively. And the Backstrom line tonight is constructed to shut them down. So, similar to the Couturier line, but you are getting a better price here. Depth lines here, Eller, Burakovsky, and Connolly. They just really don't move the needle for me, I don't think. Carlson, Doughty, both very good values, I think. Carlson, not quite at Burns level for me tonight as far as exposure goes, but he's right behind him. He's going to be my second maybe third highest owned player, depending on where Letang falls in. I just think these top D men go regularly under-owned, even when they're expensive. They're still the most predictable. They play 25 plus minutes. He plays on a great power play. It's a good power play matchup for the Caps. Gonna skate a lot with, he's gonna skate a ton with Kuznetsov, Ovechkin, and Wilson now that I'm looking at it. So he's not a must if you're playing them. Maybe you want to get different, but on almost all of my Kuznetsov, Wilson, Ovechkin teams, I'm going to try to find a way to get in Carlson when I go over my lineups after I'm done with the optimizer. Doughty, I would really like to see him take a bunch more shots, but I am playing a lot of this LA1 line, and he's just the obvious guy that goes with them. If you want to go with Alec Martinez, he's more of a one-off because he doesn't really correlate that well to the line I like. At least for me, he's a one-off, and he's cheap, and he plays 20 minutes, gets power play time. The Caps they take a ton of penalties. They don't kill them off. Kind of been saying it for 2 months. And I just don't think people target against them as much as they should. So we'll see how it shakes out on a 3-game slate, but I've just been... Oh, you like the late swaptimizer? I've just been targeting so much against the Caps lately, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, as everything in DFS, but I feel like as a long-term strategy, if they keep putting up these kind of defensive numbers and keep taking stupid penalties and don't kill them off and spotty goaltending, then why am I not just targeting against the Capitals all the time? And that's what my numbers tell me to do, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not playing Copley. I'm only playing one lineup tonight, but I would bet anything Copley is the highest owned by quite a bit. Yeah, I would think so too. Home favorite. He's the only home favorite on the night. Expensive, sure. But again, salary is not too tight tonight. You should be making good lineups. And, maybe if you've made your lineup and you've got Washington 1 in there, and your 2 stacks or whatever, your 6 skaters plus your defenseman, then, your 6 forwards plus your defenseman, and you've got the extra salary for Copley, maybe as a way to differentiate, you go with one of these guys, Martin Jones or Markstrom, just to try to hit a home run, because even though the Caps allow a lot of shots, they do allow a ton of quality chances, and like I said, take a ton of penalties. So the shots he sees are likely going to be from good areas for the offense. Targeting versus the Caps has been good lately for show. Yep. Kings money line. You are free to do that if you'd like. I think it's a winnable game for the Kings. Not even in that it's a letdown game for the Caps. Like, they should take care of business here. You would, Vegas thinks so. But that line has come down quite a bit, and Quick's playing a little bit better as of late. Yeah, Markstrom, Hart, the upside plays. I would agree. I would even put Murray in that category as well. But yep. Let's go to the next one. Sharks and the Canucks. We've got a 3.5 implied total for the Sharks, 3 for the Canucks. Terrible Martin Jones going up against Jacob Markstrom. And, man, what do you guys think about ownership here? Because I think the Sharks are going to be pretty chalky. I could be wrong on that. Of course, you like the Sharks. It's a 3-game slate. They've got a ton of talent. Obviously, my highest exposed guy would be Burns. I think he's like $1,000, maybe more. Like, he should be $8K in this spot. If DK came out with an $8K price tag on a 3-game slate for Burns, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's pretty fair. And I'd probably still play. He's probably still be my highest exposed player. Always Burns for testosterone. Yep. Well, that's a good guy to emulate if you're trying to be the best. He's the best MMEer, I think, for NHL around. You could argue some other guys, but he's probably the best I've seen. All right, so here we're not going to really have an idea about line matching. Marcus Granlund is out, I believe. He's one guy they use in kind of that shutdown role. I would think it's going to be Sutter for Tannen and Louis Eriksson, seeing probably the Couture line. This Hurdle line has been just crazy, as we've known for the last month or so. So who knows? It could be them, but there's nothing here for the Sharks that I see that makes me not want to play them. I do really like Horvat as a one-off, 4,800 A value on Osmos grades as well. And then as a full stack, I think for me it's pretty clearly the Pettersson, Besser, and Levo line. Levo power play 1. I was telling Corsi actually just before the show that Levo never really grades out well for me, and maybe it's because he's a fourth line. He has been a fourth line guy and just doesn't play with good players, so his numbers get a little bit deflated. But I just feel like I hear so much talk about him that he should grade out better. But even on a per 60 basis, he and like when I give him 15, 16 minutes, 17 minutes, still not that great. Is line matching for San Jose Vancouver game a total guess? I think San Jose 1, San Jose 2 is a coin flip. One does well, one doesn't. Line matching? Yeah, I don't think line matching is a thing in this game. So I wouldn't get too bogged down in that. Whereas in the other games, I think it is very much a thing to pay attention to. He's been getting much more favorable usage with the Ducks. Yeah, they just had him up with Levo. They just had Levo up with Horvat for a while, playing with Besser and Pettersson. You could obviously do worse than that, and power play 1. So anyways, tangent on Josh Levo. It doesn't matter. I'm going to play the guy at 3,200. He's cheap, and he is an A value in Osmos grades. Besser's price for a guy that's taking about as many shots as anyone short of Brent Burns and Evander Kane. That's a pretty good price for Brock Besser. I don't know that I'm worried defensively about any of these Sharks lines, and then still no Erik Karlsson for this game. So double not worried at even strength. I don't know off the top of my head, actually. I should probably not even say that, but looking at the power play for the penalty kill for the Sharks, I want to take a quick look at that now that I'm just thinking about it. In January, they were... Wow. Okay, they were terrible. 72%, not even. 29th in the league. I'm guessing they haven't been too much better in February, so they weren't even missing Karlsson for even close to all of January. They've actually been better in February, but whatever. 18 opportunities, committing they're 4.5 times per game shorthanded. That's pretty bad. All that being said, Vancouver 2 is my favorite play on the Canucks side. Horvat, if you are like power play stacking, if you can afford to get up to Horvat from Levo, that might be a decent way to differentiate. Or if you just like to power play stack, he's the guy that grades out as the best value for me. I like targeting the Sharks on the road. I think it's going to be a really high event game. So, what do we got here? Couture, Pavelski, and Meyer, of course. Like, those are the big names. Their numbers haven't been all that great. That being said, I still am playing the most of them, or at least I plan to play the most of that line, because you've got these crazy high prices on Kane and Hurdle and Donskoy. Not Donskoy, but Hurdle and Kane especially. Like, remember when Evander Kane was like $5K a month ago? That was good stuff. Nolan says Vancouver 3. They are a filler, an MME filler. There is no way I would get to Vancouver 3 if I was hand building with under 10 lineups. So Let's see what I got for Vancouver right now. Yeah, so they're in that LA2, LA3 range for me where they're only in 2 out of my 50 right now. So, they're with the expensive lines like the Crosby line and the Kuznetsov line. Kuznetsov, Ovechkin. So, how donk is Burns tonight? Donk, as in a bad play? Or like, you're a donkey if you play him? You are not a donkey if you play Brent Burns tonight. You're not a donkey if you don't play him. Okay, in one lineup, I would play Burns. He would be the first guy I put in. But, you could play Carlson and Letang in the same lineup. It's not one or the other, I don't think, with Burns, Carlson, Letang. I don't think it's even close to one or the other. Like I said, pricing's soft. You can easily rotate 2 out of the 3 of them in a lot of your lineups. So that's what I'm doing. You see an A value grade for 6,800. That's absurd. Playing 25 to 30 minutes. And you just, he's just too cheap. So expensive, sure. One of the most expensive players in the slate, but not expensive enough. So all over Burns, he's going to be my highest exposed guy. And I will have the most San Jose 1. This line, I felt like I was on them early, and now I've kind of, like, it just hasn't lined up when I've been on them, and they've burned me a ton lately. I'm not really on them again tonight, so I'm certainly going to be underweight. The cat is way out of the bag there at this point. This line has been so good. Evander Kane's been scoring basically every game, it seems like. Still, Donskoy is being left off a lot of people's lineups. I don't think you need to do that. How much Burns would you have in a 20 max? I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, I would have him in comfortably over 10 of those 20 based on how I'm making lineups. So I wouldn't like change your projection for Burns. Just put him, if you use an optimizer in your 20 maxing, and he grades out as a good enough value to be in 18 of your 20 or even 20 of your 20 lineups, then play him 20 out of 20. Then I'm not saying just press the lock button on Burns, because there's other ways to get good lineups. Or if you want to pay $1,300 less for Letang, who's got a decent chance at outscoring him, and you want to upgrade a forward or something, sure. He's not the only play tonight. I think he's just the best play for me. But like I said, Burns, Carlson, and Letang are my highest exposed guys right now. So it's not one or the other, in my opinion. Other guys here, Vlasic, I think that price will get some people's attention. He wasn't playing as many minutes as I expected him to with no Carlson. So Burns' minutes just seem so safe. That's another, I just can't stop talking about Brent Burns apparently, but Vlasic doesn't obviously get near the shot attempts or anything like that. But for 2,900, he's probably an okay value. I think if I was going between him and Marcus Pettersson, I would still play Pettersson in one lineup, and that's reflected in ownership as well. And then, Ryan H. Hutton, question mark. Yeah, I do like Hutton. He played 25 minutes. He's still my favorite play here on the Vancouver defenseman. Stetcher. I think it's Stecker. I could be just way off. But this guy, he's playing a lot of minutes. He's another one. He doesn't really do all that much with his minutes. He plays a lot, but kind of in that same vein as Vlasic. He doesn't get you the shot attempts where, if he's going to play 25 minutes, he's probably going to hit value and get you your 2 or maybe even 3 DK points, and that's perfect. But and as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, why would you not just play a ton of $2,500 guy who's playing on the top power play with Besser and Pettersson and Horvat? I'm trying to talk myself off of him, it seems like, but I'm being honest. I don't have a bunch of Stecker at this point. In fact, he came in at 0% in my last crunch. So I should get some of him. I think it makes sense. But the salary, like I've said a bunch of times, it's just soft tonight. So I don't know that you need him. It's not a 15, 14 game slate or 10 game slate like we had on Key Candle night. Assist equity for sure there. I just don't know how often he kills me even for 2,500. So maybe I'm a fish, but I think I'm going to be under on the Stecker love tonight, and I'll have more of guys like Hutton, who I think just have a little bit more upside on their own. What else here? Am I missing anything, guys? I tried to drag that out a little bit, kind of talk through things. Burns 60% and Stecker 50. Boom. If Stecker is 50%, you can do the shows for the rest of the week. He's not going to be 50%. And Burns is not going to be 60. Yeah, he's not going to be that chalk. I agree. Of course he says he's not even going to be that chalk. When I say the love, I mean, a lot of the time there's not a punt defenseman that's over like 5%. So maybe Stecker is 10. I think that might even be a little much in like the $8. What are your thoughts on playing Burns versus Markstrom? 3-game slate. I think it's fine. Burns isn't a big goal scorer. Like, there's definitely some negative correlation there because you do need points out of Burns. So, you'd like him to get at least on the score sheet. But, like, last game he got 4.5 without getting on the score sheet. So, you're not playing Markstrom for a shutout anyways. He's 7K, so if he even lets up 2 or even 3 goals, he's probably going to see enough shots where if he gets the win, he's going to pay off. So yeah, I think that's fine. What about Pedersen, the defenseman? No, I don't think he's a trap. I think he's fine. I think Stecker is fine too, but I'm just not all in on him just because he moved to power play 1, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know that there's a huge necessity for punt defensemen tonight. Because like I said, I'm going the opposite way. I'm playing all the expensive defensemen as much as possible. Standing on his head right now, Markstrom is. Was that Saturday night against Calgary? Yeah. We got a pretty big crew here. What's going on? You guys excited to play this 3-game slate? I thought I was the only one to play 70% Burns. Burns has been like 15% on like 6-7 game slates. I don't get it. And it's not just Burns. I mean, he's the obvious example, but like these guys that are in good, like they've got everything going for them. Oh, just constantly on the ice with good players, good lines, good power play matchup. A team, Vancouver, who, they don't commit as many penalties these days as they were at the beginning of the season, but still do take a fair amount of penalties. I don't know. I don't know why you'd purposely fade him. I don't think there's a need to do that either. Better than yesterday. 500-person contest. Oh, yeah. So Nolan, Nolan's on the West Coast, right? So if you missed it, you missed the good contests on DK. I mean, all right, so there's no football on Sunday for the first time in 20-plus weeks. And they roll out these tiny-ass contests, and of course they fill 3 hours early. Because what else are people going to do on a Sunday morning? I don't know. Most people don't know about Hutton off PP1. I don't think Hutton's going to be highly owned regardless of whether or not he's on PP1 or not. All right. What should we do now? We've got a little bit longer. Oh, by the way, so NBA All-Star break is coming up, and EMAC and I, we're going to plan to do a show on Friday, possibly. I don't know. So tune in. Just be aware of that if you want to see it. It's going to be more basic stuff, and then we might go over the Saturday slate. I don't know for a fact if it's going to be on Friday. I may have a obligation before that. So if not Friday, it could be Saturday morning. I don't know. We're going to figure out a way to do like an NHL refresher, just like basic stuff. So if you guys want to figure that out, or you got NBA friends that want to watch it, I will let you guys know on the final plan and time for that. They're just terrible right now with NHL. Yeah, I assume of course is talking about DK. They ate so much overlay this week after the All-Star break. Now they've, for the most part, scrapped high-stakes contests. Yep, they have. And we'll just, like, look at this. Here, let me pull up DK. I don't want this to turn into a RIP DK show, because it's not. Like, I play there every day, so I'm going to continue playing there. But I'm going to continue also to complain about stuff when I think that stuff is bad. So, yeah, all right, they undersized the 8. Shocking development there. This is going to fill in, what, an hour? Less than an hour? Like, and it's a 3-game slate, so maybe, you know, there's a big NBA slate. I don't know, but it's just, there's no middle ground of, like, them eating a ton of overlay or just undersizing the shit out of their contests. So Jake has to drop 3 G's on his GF. It's her birthday, so no, not 3 G's. I'm not loaded, but do you have a favorite line to pair with Vancouver 3? All right, so if you're going to Vancouver 2? Vancouver 2. I don't know about a favorite line, but you can pretty much fit Vancouver 2 with anyone, if I remember this correctly. You could do this with, let's see, who's the expensive lines? I mean, if you're even strength full stacking, you can fit them with this really nicely. Carlson, there you go. Now you got your 1 punt. There you go. So you could do that. I don't want to just make your guys' lineups for you because you could do that yourself, but you get the idea. I don't have I don't have a favorite line to pair with anyone. It's only what works together and what allows me to get the most value across my lineups. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at DK. All right. Are the contests out for tomorrow? Oh, by the way, have you guys been playing Showdown at all? The people who watch this loyally? There's actually some okay contests. I mean, yeah, you can't win 5K, but like, this is pretty nice. So I've been playing more and more Showdown lately. But I don't know. I didn't know. Like, do you guys like it? I think it's all right. I wish that DK had the captain spot for Showdown like they do in other sports, but they obviously do not yet. I'm not actually sure why they don't for NHL. Because I think if there was a captain spot, then there would be a nice big edge that would not be realized by quite a few people. But yeah, I mean, for the standalone games, I think it's I think it's a nice wrinkle, and they're starting to get some decent contests. These are filling, actually, early. So, I don't know. Are people playing like only Showdown or whatever? There's certainly an edge to it. There's a few names here that are very good players and stuff, but for the most part, it's a lot of casual people. So, if you guys want to try your hand at Showdown, it's a pretty good game for it, I think. I have 0 Kopi. Oh, my man. I've got quite a bit of Kopi. Kopi. But yeah, like when I don't feel like I'm getting enough volume at like the mid-lower stakes here on the main slate, I always look at these. And I have projections for it too, but you could just literally use the same projections. It's almost the same thing. They weight blocks a little bit more, and then shots on goal are obviously weighted a little bit more. So it's not everything just, which I like because shots and blocks are more predictable, right? Than goals, at least. All right, so that's enough about DK. Like I said, I'm going to continue to play there. Have any of you tried Fantasy Cruncher Rewind lately since we last kind of looked at it? Yeah, I got smoked yesterday, but I did have a good Saturday. So Alex did not. So I think it was this day. I think maybe it was last Wednesday. We were looking at the day before. Alex was rolling out. Where are we at here? Like 3-2-1 for his forward, and then uncorrelated D. And when I say Alex, I mean Osmo. Yeah, so he's doing this. Dano, Drouin, Tays one off with Zucker, Granlund. But yeah, he was doing this, and then he kind of got away from it on one of these slates. So that was a 12 gamer. This is a 14 gamer you're about to see. No FanDuel for you? Yeah, I'm gonna play it in FanDuel tonight. I think this is the last night of that. What's it called? Skate to the Stadium series. I think, is that last night tonight? I don't know. Whoever's playing it, let me know if this is the last night. But I'm in the top 30, so whatever. Hopefully I bank and win the 2 tickets to Philadelphia. Then I'm going on a trip. But if not, not the end of the world. So, all right, this one he went right back to 4-3-1, actually. So I don't know if that was a mistake. I have not talked to him about that. But so you got Aho, Niederreiter. Oh, I'm sorry, I spoke too soon. Here, Dano with Gallagher and Drouin. Yep, Giroux one off because he's got Aho, Niederreiter. Dano, Drouin, Gallagher, McKinnon one off, Levo, Horvat. But McKinnon's correlated. PP1, PP1. Okay, so is he doing 3-3-2? 3? No, would that be right? Yeah, 3-3-2? Or 3-2-2-1-1? I don't know. Dunno. Drouin, Gallagher. Okay, those were the nuts. Then you got a Colin White, Mark Stone mini with Horvat and Polak. Okay, so it looks like he's correlating one defenseman in everything. Yep, Miller, Zykov, Carlson, Marchessault. So this looks like 4-2-1. with correlated goalie there, not correlated goalie here. So he's not forcing in the correlated goalie. Same thing here. Looks like Vegas 1 full stack. Zykov was on the top line here. McDavid 1 off, correlating 1 defenseman. This is so interesting. I have not seen people do this. That are this like that have changed their strategy. That are as good as a player as Alex. To be fair, there aren't very many players that are as good as Alex. But did he do it here? You come into a Flyers game. I think it's in Philadelphia or something. If I win this contest, it's out of 30 people. So if it's in Philadelphia, then sure. Let's go to the shootout. I don't think he did it here. Monahan, Thornton, LeBanc. Okay, so that's straight Calgary 1 with San Jose 3. Here we've got Domi, Schatz, Tatar. Okay, that's full line, full line. Yeah, he didn't do it here. So I don't know what's going on. I don't think he played yesterday. And I don't think he played the Saturday early slate. Make a lineup? What do you mean? I just made the nuts for you right there. Didn't I? Whatever. Friends don't let friends play jumbo? What are you talking about? There's a price and a situation where you can play everyone. He's not playing. So for this, he's not playing jumbo. He's playing Calgary 1. And Calgary 1 plus Burns. Okay, that's a pretty awesome start. You've got a good goalie here. Anderson, solid defenseman as well. That's why you're getting to these 3 guys. San Jose 3. They were a team that he liked, San Jose. They scored 5 goals. He got the hat trick. But none of that would have mattered if he wouldn't have got good games out of Monahan, Lindholm, and Gaudreau. So Jumbo is never in play. What are you guys talking about? Jumbo is never in play. Joe Thornton got 3rd in the tournament here. He can win you a tournament. He's not going to do it by scoring 2 goals, but 2 assists when someone on his line gets a hat trick can happen. Everyone's in play for a price. Jumbo 1-off, I don't think is ever in play. You need upside. With him, you're looking for assist equity. And that's about it. So if you're 1-offing, don't play Joe Thornton. There's a few guys like that. Wenberg, Koivu, in that same vein. Brian Little, etc., etc. Just guys that don't shoot are guys that I would not 1-off. All right. Anybody got anything else that they want to see before I head out of here? Not optimal. Yeah, Jumbo, Koivu, Little. Sure. Jumbo is like playing Zaza Pachulia. I have no clue what that means. I'm assuming a guy that sucks by himself. All right, let's get out of that. Anyways, again, you guys can play with Fantasy Cruncher Rewind whenever you want. You can go to Osmo.com, Rewind, NHL, DraftKings. You can look at FanDuel from last night. Can't download the CSVs, of course, but take some funds out. Why would I take funds out? I'll take funds out when I get to 50K. Jake had me if you played Jumbo tonight. If I played Jumbo tonight, it would be in a full stack. I would not play him. I do have actually one San Jose 3 stack. So how about that? So I guess I'm playing Jumbo tonight. Just would not play him as a one-off. Drew Doughty greater than Brent Burns. Yikes. On that note, if you guys want to get great analysis in the premium Slack chat, become a Osmo.com premium member. You'll get great takes like Drew Doughty is greater than Brent Burns. Also, the giveaway, I'm going to talk about it again quick. February 13th, 1 year anniversary at Osmo.com. We are giving away a free all-access annual membership, $700 value, to one of our YouTube viewers. So it could be any of you watching this. The way you get entered in this contest is first you like the video, and then once this video is done, you go and refresh the page, and a comment box will show up below. I can see it right now. You will not be able to see it until the video is done. And you're going to leave a comment. So your favorite line in DFS to roster, favorite NHL line. Can be serious, can be a joke, but we would appreciate a comment and a like. And you can also enter the separate contests on the Osmo.com Twitter handle. So go follow at Osmo_com, and then check out the pinned tweet for more info as to how you can be entered into another free giveaway. All right, guys. Good luck. Thanks for watching. And it'll be Nolan and I tomorrow for the big slate. So good luck, guys. See you soon, and hopefully see you at the top of the leaderboard.